Here is everything we know so far about the Louisville shooting suspect, Connor Sturgeon. Connor Sturgeon was the gunman who killed four people and wounded at least nine others in a shooting at the Old National Bank in Louisville, Kentucky on April 10th, 2023. Louisville police said in a press conference that the 23-year-old Sturgeon was a bank employee. Sturgeon was live streaming video on Instagram at the time of the shooting. The video and the account belonging to Sturgeon were taken down by Instagram. It was not immediately clear how long the live video was being streamed and whether any clips were posted elsewhere online. The victims killed in the shooting have been identified as Joshua Barrick, 40, Thomas Elliott, 63, Juliana Farmer, 45, and James Tutt, 64. There's also reports that a fifth victim has died in the hospital, and her name is Dina Eckert, 57. The Louisville Metropolitan Police Department responded to calls of an active shooter at the downtown bank in the 300 block of East Main Street at about 8:30 a.m. The lone shooter was found killed along with four other victims. The suspect shot at officers, who then returned fire and stopped the threat. The suspect is deceased. Connor Sturgeon called a friend and said he was going to kill everyone at the bank. A police scanner audio revealed details of what officers were told as they responded to the scene. The dispatcher said in the audio that the suspect was a 25-year-old white male who called a friend and left a voicemail saying he was going to kill everyone at the bank because he was feeling suicidal. Connor Sturgeon's name was mentioned as the suspect according to the audio. The suspect was said to be 6'4", according to the scanner. The mother and brother of the shooter approached police at the scene outside the bank. A police officer told the dispatcher on the scanner audio. The responding officers described a chaotic scene with an officer down right in front of the bank. The responding officers reported hearing shots fired as they arrived. According to the scanner, officers feared being ambushed as they tried to reach the wounded officer, and they found multiple people shot in a conference room. Another person suffered a leg wound in a bathroom inside the bank, and employees were hiding in a vault. According to LinkedIn profiles belonging to the victims, Thomas Elliott was a senior vice president at Old National Bank. Juliana Farmer worked as a commercial banking agent. Joshua Barrick was a senior vice president in the bank's commercial real estate group, and James Tutt was a market executive. And the woman, Dina Eckert, 57, who died in the hospital, was an executive administrative officer. Connor Sturgeon, who is accused of entering the bank with an AR-15 style rifle, was a syndications associate and portfolio banker at the Old National Bank. On a now deleted LinkedIn profile, Connor Sturgeon wrote, "I am a syndications associate and portfolio banker with Old National Bank in Louisville following completion of the ONB Commercial Banking Development Training Program in April 2022. I am certified in the RMA lending decision process, hold a master's in finance from the University of Alabama, and am on the Young Professionals Board for Junior Achievement of Kentuckiana." Sturgeon began working as a commercial development professional at the bank in June of 2021 and moved into his most recent role. Connor Sturgeon graduated from the University of Alabama in 2020 and interned at the bank while in college. Sturgeon was also an intern at the bank from May of 2018 to August 2020, working at the bank for 3 consecutive summers while he was in college. His LinkedIn page said he had a master's degree in finance from the University of Alabama, Manderston Graduate School of Business, and a degree in finance and economics from the University of Alabama. Sturgeon studied at Alabama from 2016 to 2020, and he also obtained his master's degree in 2020, according to his LinkedIn. He highlighted a skill in teamwork. Sturgeon attended Floyd Central High School, about 10 miles northwest of Louisville in southern Indiana. His father, Todd Sturgeon, was the boys' basketball coach at the school until 2022, and he coached Connor Sturgeon when he was a student at the school. He was named Mr. Floyd Central 2016, according to a tweet from the high school's newspaper. Todd Sturgeon became the coach at Floyd Central in 2014, according to Louisville Courier-Journal. He previously coached at the University of Indianapolis, according to the Courier-Journal. Sturgeon was a 6'4" sophomore at the high school when his father took the job. His younger brother was in middle school at the time. Todd Sturgeon told the newspaper, "My wife said you were always looking for a sign, whether it was the right time to do something or this time it was a sledgehammer to the head. It's the opportunities to coach my own sons. I have a special interest in getting the program turned around." A classmate said that Sturgeon was popular and a star athlete and always wore a helmet while playing basketball because of concussions that he had suffered. The big thing I keep going back to is that in his first year of high school, we played football together in eighth grade. He was out most of the year because he had multiple concussions. Then he had a couple more in high school. I'm not saying it's the cause, but I always think back to that. There were times I'd wonder, will this catch up with him? But never in this way. He's the last person I expect would do this. Connor Sturgeon's father retweeted a video of San Antonio Spurs coach Greg Popovich talking about gun control the day before the shooting in Louisville that his son carried out. Todd Sturgeon retweeted a video clip from reporter Tom Osborne with the caption, "Pop used final 10 minutes of his pregame presser to slam cowardly, oblivious legislators for their inaction on gun control in the wake of the mass shootings that have plagued America. Their inaction," he said, "has contributed to making the U.S. the laughingstock of the world." Connor Sturgeon, who does not appear to have a criminal record, made political posts on Reddit and Twitter alongside posts about depression. Connor Sturgeon does not appear to have a criminal record of any arrests in Kentucky or Indiana. Sturgeon lived in Louisville since 2022. He previously lived with his family in Greenville, Indiana. Louisville police confirmed the gun used in the shooting was a rifle, but did not provide any other details. Police said they did not have information on how Sturgeon obtained the weapon and whether the gun was purchased legally. They also did not say how much ammunition Sturgeon had at the scene. Local, state, and federal law enforcement, including the FBI and ATF, were searching a home on Taylor Avenue in Louisville, where public records show Sturgeon lived in Louisville. An old Instagram profile for Sturgeon does not appear to have been updated in several years. He wrote in the biography section of his Instagram page, "God and basketball." A more recent Instagram profile with the username CSTURG41 was taken down after the shooting. The Twitter profile that belonged to Sturgeon has also been taken down. The now deleted Twitter account included posts in support of the Black Lives Matter protests of 2020, as well as some criticism of police violence and of then-President Donald Trump, alongside tweets about the NBA, sports, and messages between friends. Sturgeon also appears to have been at one point a frequent poster on Reddit. An account matching his Twitter and Instagram handle was suspended by Reddit after the shooting. Many of the posts, including the most recent, were about sports and video games, including a post 3 days ago about the Dallas Mavericks missing the NBA playoffs. Sturgeon also posted political memes, mainly mocking conservatives. He posted a meme in July 2020 on the F the Alt-Right subreddit of a cartoon of a muscular figure responding to someone asking how he got his muscles by saying, "Every time Trump tweets some racist S, I do one push-up." In 2018, the account replied to a thread in R Shower Thoughts about being severely depressed, writing, "Hey man, I understand how rough it is, and how pointless life can seem. Just keep fighting, keep grinding, in sports and in life. I found that doing everything you can to help out those around you made me feel my best. Cheer on your teammates, help out those closest to you, and keep an eye out for those you care about, and everything will work itself out, brother."